The first mental shift: stop thinking like a car person. Now, the first mental shift required to help you build your customer acquisition system is to step away from your automotive ivory tower and get in the shoes of the customers you're trying to attract. In other words, the system shouldn't be built around you, your reality, and your needs, but around the customer's desires and the way they want to buy a car. In his book, Perfect Dealership, Max Zanan said it best, and I'm paraphrasing: "To win in today's economy, we need to give customers all the tools they need to shop for their next vehicle, the way they want to do it, and make sure everything at the dealership supports that process." That means everything within your customer acquisition systems should be designed around the goal of providing the ultimate customer experience. Look, Jeff Bezos has been preaching this shift in mindset for more than 2 decades and was able to build the largest company in the world and become the richest man on the planet using the customer-centric obsession as the foundation for his business. What does that mean practically? Well, let me give you a few examples of the changes in thinking this shift requires. Here's one. Most people don't want to buy a vehicle. They need to solve a transportation problem. Let that sink in for a second. If this concept doesn't fire you up on all cylinders, pun intended, let me give you an analogy. People don't want to buy a lawnmower. They want a nicely cut grass. People don't want things. They want the practical and emotional benefits they get from acquiring them. So don't build a customer acquisition system based on advertising the prices and incentives of your vehicle. Help instead people solve their automotive problems. That notion should be at the heart of all your communication efforts. Now, here's another one. Customers don't think from the perspective of a 30-day cycle as new car dealers do because of the reporting required by OEMs. When they start shopping for a car, they don't, quote-unquote, need to complete the process by month end. Building 30 to 90-day campaigns and funnels based on your manufacturer's incentives and throwing everything away once the incentives are gone is literally crazy and futile pursuit. First, there is absolutely no way you can create the ideal content, launch it, measure conversions throughout the funnel, optimize your ads and copy to perfection in 30 days. It could take months to create the ultimate funnel and tweak it to perfection. And once you get a funnel to produce at that level of performance, trust me, you want to milk it for years, not just a few weeks. If you step away from the car person mindset, you'll find the freedom to embrace the long-term perspective to build a permanent customer acquisition system. Here's another critical one. Most people abhor the dealership experience. In a survey done by AutoTrader, only 17 out of 4,000 people interviewed said they enjoyed the dealership sales process. That's less than 1%. My advice? Don't try to build your system around the idea of improving your current dealership experience. Reinvent it. Don't be scared to start from scratch. Like I mentioned before, take your car person hat off and get in the shoes of the customers you want to attract. Dan Kennedy, in his book No BS Direct Marketing, said, "When you got in whatever business you're in, you probably looked around at what everybody else in the business was doing and copied it. Gradually, you tried to do it better, but not radically different, just better. So you have everybody in an industry standing in a circle, looking inwards at each other, ignoring anyone and anything outside of the circle. It's incestuous, and it works just like real generational incest. Everybody slowly gets dumber and dumber and dumber." For those of you who don't know who Dan Kennedy is, suffice to say he's a direct marketing and copywriting legend whose marketing helped sell billions of dollars of goods and services. The book goes on to explain that salvation comes by turning around and looking outside of the circle for answers. Doesn't that quote precisely describe exactly what every car person is trying to do in the automotive world, which is to try to do things better than our competitors and peers in our performance groups? Nobody is doing things differently, just slightly better, so nobody is experiencing drastically different results, just slight improvements. Let me give you an example of how this one single shift in mindset revolutionized my own business and how reversing what you've been doing, stepping away from the car person thinking, turning it on its head, upside down and inside up to see if there's an opportunity you had been blind to, can help you sell more cars. Here it is. But warning, this might shock you. While every manufacturer, portal, publication, automotive marketing company, and the thousands of new and used car dealers in North America and around the world are all advertising to the same 7 to 9% of the population in market for a vehicle, I like to target people who are not in the market for a car. Now think about it. Everybody's fighting for the attention of a small percentage of the pie, driving the prices of traditional ads and pay-per-clicks up, while the other 91% of the population is up for grabs. In Dan Kennedy's words, every dealer is looking inside the circle at the 7 to 9% of vehicle shoppers in the market for a vehicle, trying to be slightly better than the others at capturing their share of their business, while I am looking outside of the circle at the 91% of vehicle owners who would change their vehicle but don't think they can. This one shift in mindset alone has increased by 900% the size of the pie I can market to, and I'm alone talking to these prospects. Now, you might be listening to this and thinking, well, if non-intenders are not in the market for a vehicle, why would I try to sell them a car? And you would be right in just about any other industry. I mean, if somebody bought a hot tub in the last 12 months, you would probably have very little chances to sell him or her a new one. But the car business is very different. You see, the car business is the most beautiful business in the world because everybody would change their vehicle today for something bigger, better, faster, more fuel efficient, more cargo space, more technology, or whatever more they want. They just don't know they can. What's keeping prospects thinking they can't change their vehicle today is their misperception of one or more of these 5 friction points: price, payment, cash required, credit, and trade value. Non-intenders don't believe it's the best time to get the best price. They don't believe the payment will fit in their budget. They believe too much cash will be required to complete the transaction. They don't know if they will qualify for credit. And they don't know if they will get enough for their trade. But if you can create content that changes non-intenders' beliefs regarding these 5 misperceptions, you will instantly move them from non-intenders into the market as hot buyers, and your dealership will get first kick at the can. Can you see how making this one shift in your mindset, stop thinking like a car person, going in a different direction, and start focusing your dealership's efforts on the 91% of non-intenders could dramatically improve your success at automotive conquest? Can you see how jumping in a blue ocean full of fish and with little competition can give your dealership an edge over fighting in the red and bloody ocean with all your competitors fighting for the same small 7 to 9% of people in market? Well, that's the benefit of making the first mental shift. Well, I hope you enjoyed the content and the tactic I just reviewed with you in this video. This tactic is part of the system I use here at Turbo Marketing to help dealers and automotive sales professionals sell more cars each month. But be careful not to fall in the trap of chasing single tactics as your means to grow your sales. Tactics are only tactics if they're not part of an overarching system supporting an overall strategy. Your goal should not be to chase the latest tactics, but to build for yourself a machine that will consistently and predictably help you turn total strangers into paying customers. Now, I'll be honest, putting together all the pieces of the ideal customer acquisition machine, measuring conversions at every step of the sales funnel, tweaking it, and optimizing it is not an easy task. That's why I decided to create a program where you now have the ability to work with my team and me to build your own customer acquisition machine, one that will predictably and consistently turn total strangers into paying customers and raving fans. Imagine having not only the blueprint for building your machine, but access to in-depth knowledge about every stages, access to the same technology I use, access to the same copywriters to write your scripts, access to the same video editors to produce your content, and access to the same toolbox of tactics to experiment within your system. Imagine having access to like-minded individuals from the car business who are also building and tweaking their own customer acquisition machine. Imagine being able to ask them questions and compare your metrics with theirs so you can see if and where there is room for improvements. No more guessing, no more trying to figure it out, but only black and white answers for every question you might have while putting your customer acquisition machine and tweaking it to perfection. If you would like to have a conversation with me to see if this program might be something you would like to explore, and if you would be a good fit for the program, I invite you to schedule a strategy call using the button underneath this video. During the call, I will review with you your current customer acquisition processes so we can find together areas of growth and opportunities for yourself and your dealership. For this reason, when you book your strategy call, make sure you have a few minutes to answer a couple of questions about you and your store. I want to get on this call with you prepared, having done my due diligence and ready to provide you with some insights that you'll be able to use immediately to grow your sales. Whether you're a good fit or not for the program, I want our time together to be of the utmost value for you. Now, to avoid wasting your time or mine, here's a fair warning. If you're lazy, uncommitted, and not absolutely serious about building your customer acquisition system and changing your life and your income forever, don't register for the strategy session. First, you'll hate the process because I hound and breathe down the neck of the people who are accepted in the program to make sure they get results fast. There is also a substantial investment of time and money required to build a proper customer acquisition system, and my commitment to the people in the program is that I will bring every resource I have at my disposal to get them from where they are now to where they need to be in the shortest amount of time. But that requires dedication on their part, the willingness to do the work and follow the recipes, to study the content, and to do the required action steps at every stage. For these reasons, if you're only floating the idea of a customer acquisition machine around in your mind, don't book the strategy call. We will both be wasting our time. But if you are serious about tackling your customer attraction needs once and for all, then go for it and book your call now, and let's see if you might be a good fit for the program. If you're not, I will let you know so you can pursue other options. I might even suggest several opportunities and scenarios you might want to consider as alternatives to the program. What's important is that I will have had the opportunity to bring you value and insights and help you reach your automotive sales goals in one way or another. We will also be forever a new connection in the car business and maybe even become friends. That's what's most important for me. If you enjoyed the presentation and want more content like this, I encourage you to follow me on Facebook under 30 Days to Sell Cars, to subscribe to the podcast by the same name, to check out our YouTube channel and follow Turbo Marketing and me, Sean Casey, on Instagram and IGTV. On that note, I wish you a great day. I hope you crush your monthly goals. And like I love to say, let's sell some cars.